Hi, how are you? Again, this is Jessie K, none other but Jessie K. I am Ann Mohoro. I'm here for Jessie K Hospital. Jessie K Hospital, we are in Roysambo along Lumumba Drive just before Park University. I am here showing you our facility. This is the female ward. This is where mothers rest. This is where we meet with ladies, we understand them, and we have gone beyond to give them a good day, a day for ladies. Do I have ladies? This is your day, 6th of July, tarehe sita mwezi wa saba. It is a day for all ladies. We have a pregnancy fair. Are you there? You are expectant? Or do you know of your friend who is expectant? Or a spouse who is expectant? We are there for you. Karibu sana Jessie K. We will have a day full of activities like fun, dancing, some exercise related to your pregnancy. We will also offer free gynecologist consultation. Do you want to seek a gynecologist regarding your body, regarding your pregnancy, regarding your any issue that is related to feminism? We are here for you. Karibu sana. On top of that, we will do ultrasound for 1,000, just 1,000. That day you will not pay 2,000. We will do for just 1,000 for you. And on top of that, we will open a clinic for you for free, as long as you choose Jessie K facility as your facility for delivery. We will open a clinic card for you. We walk with you the journey. Delivery in Jessie K with NHIF is free. It is free, whether normal delivery or cesarean delivery, as long as it is your card is okay, up to date. We will cater for everything for free unless there are complications that are not within your cover. Karibu sana, we are waiting for you. We value you, and on top of that, we want you to take something home. Say a gift from Jessie K. We have set a gift for each one of you who will be coming to our facility that day as a mother, as our visitor, as our guest for that event. Karibu sana. We love you, we value you, and we are waiting for you. Thank you. Karibuni nyote. Asante.
Mountain Moving Faith. This is my latest book. And if you want to learn how you can move mountains, life has many mountains. While this journey, you will encounter mountains and you wonder, how can I move mountains? This is a book to read. And it took me time to research, to pray, and to wait on God and look at the scriptures and what Jesus talked about moving mountains. And this book is quite a story, it's quite an inspiration, it is quite something that will change your life. So order your copy today. We can send it to you wherever you are in this country. We will be able to send this book to you on Mountain Moving Faith. Call that number or send a message and our team will be able to ship it to you wherever you are. There's a book to read. You can also buy for your friend, for a family as a gift. And I have no doubt they will thank you, and they will be always thankful for what you have done for them. So God bless you as you read this book, Mountain Moving Faith.
program that brings you business tips to try and help you to be able to run your business with all the strategies, with all the good ideas, latest trends, and all the things that we can be able to gather to help you run your business. We want you to be well equipped as you go through this endeavor of kingdom business in Jesus' name. Today, we have a very interesting topic, and the topic is on the future of content creation, whereby we're going to look at a number of things: emerging technology, technical aspects of content creation, and also corporate and intellectual property. We have in the studio today Mr. Enoch, and I would like him to introduce himself once again. Welcome, Enoch.
Well, thank you so much, Doctor. I'm very excited to be on this show today, and we really thank God for the far we've come. We will be making 1 year. Tomorrow we'll be celebrating 1 year.
Yeah.
And KBN has been very enriching to our audience, most of the young people. And at a time like this, when the world is really shifting to the next level, we see a lot of young men come up to life online and being visible. The aspect of content creation cannot be underestimated. Looking at the future of business, the future of politics, government, and everything today, we cannot really take content lightly. That is the future. So I'm really excited today to learn and get better in this space of content creation. Thank you so much.
Wonderful, Enoch, and I believe you're excited as I am.
So much.
That this program today is all technology powered.
It's technology powered.
We have you on studio.
Okay.
And our guest, Mr. Paul Mukoma, is remote.
Okay.
And we are connecting with him remotely.
Wow, that's amazing.
Is that quite exciting?
Okay. I can't wait to really engage this.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, my dear viewer, you who is watching us, we have our number on your screen. Please engage us with questions. We'll take those questions at after our half break, and Mr. Paul Mukoma will answer those questions. And now with us remotely is Mr. Paul Mukoma. Mr. Paul Mukoma is the director of Talanta Institute. He was with us last time, and today he's with us remotely to discuss the issue of the future of content creation. Mr. Mukoma, you can introduce yourself.
Thank you very much, Doc. Thank you, Enoch, for this opportunity and inviting me to this show. My name is Paul Mukoma, and the CEO Talanta Institute and Princecam Media, and I'm really excited to be in this space of nurturing talent, educating people, and transforming the future generations. So thank you very much. I'm really excited to be here this morning and to have this conversation.
So how has the week been?
The week has been what we had not unprecedented. It's been so many uncertain things happening. So it's not been easy for us, especially running a school, and security has been a challenge. There has been all these demonstrations, Gen Z in the streets trying to agitate for their rights. So that has really affected business and how business is done. So it's been quite a challenging one, and I believe that's the reason we are doing this virtually, because I wasn't sure how security would be in my area. People died, cars were stoned, there were roads were barricaded. So it's been such a troubled week, and that has affected so many businesses. There are people who woke up with businesses full of stock, and today they are starting from scratch. Okay. So it's been a very tough week for me as a business person, but for many other businesses, and also for our entire country. It's been quite a challenging week, and I'm really praying that things will get better things will not normalize, but like we said during COVID, we'll have a new normal.
Yeah, that's our prayer also as KBN, that the country will get over this season and and whatever happens will all be towards a better Kenya. Is our prayer that the government and the Gen Z and all of us will come to an amicable agreement on how to move this country forward, and so that our businesses also don't suffer. Now let's go to the business of the day, and I want us to start with emerging technologies. Now when you hear about emerging technology, what comes to mind?
I think currently when I hear about emerging technology, I think about artificial intelligence. I think about augmented reality. I think about what they are calling now even extended reality, virtual reality. I think about this as a new, emerging trends. I think about content not just being for entertainment, but content, driving even a revolution like what we are seeing right now. People are mostly using technology. So it's of course it has already emerged, but it's evolving so fast that right now it's growing very wide and affecting every area, from governance, business, education, health. It's cutting across all areas. These emerging technology is affecting and has changed how we knew life to be. It's gonna transform everything we know and we have known before. Thank you, Doc.
Yeah, let's start with AI and machine learning. How has that transformed content creation landscape?
That has transformed, number one, like what I started last time, is people being able to do what they would not have done before. Some of the things that were being done by a very big team, now it's possible for that to be done by one person. And even somebody, like when you come to the film industry, when you think about scripting, people can use AI to help them in scripting, to help them think about how the films will look like, to help them think about even new ways of doing content. So it's really transformed in a way you can have a one-man show when it comes to creating content, when it comes to marketing, even doing films. So it's making things a bit easier. And right now, even we'll have movies for the first time where you don't have to audition people. And this is not really animation. You can create characters online. And that now almost, everybody can be able to do that. That you can actually create your characters, you can create a story, you can create voices virtually, and be able to create a film and get it out there. You can be able to create advertisements with AI voices. So now we have AI characters, we have AI voices, we have from AI graphics. So artificial intelligence, as we talk about the whole thing of machine learning, they have been learning how people behave. And you can actually be able to recreate yourself online, that I can actually be able to create a virtual Paul Mukoma that will learn how I do things and can come and conduct this interview for me. That's where we are heading to. That is going beyond what we are doing virtually right now, because now I have to be here using the camera and the mobile and internet. But in future, if I'm not available, let's say I have a meeting, I can have my virtual character that I can actually has learned how I do things, how I speak, how I reason, and this character can actually come and you interview that character on my behalf. You can imagine how complex that is becoming, that in future I don't even need to be here present for this interview. but you can still have a conversation with me, because what machine learning is doing, it can learn how I think, how I do things, and it can actually be able to answer questions on my behalf with precision, but actually even with a higher intelligence that, because as a human being, at times you can wake up and you're not in the right mood to do things, but a machine will not be dependent on moods, will not be dependent on how I am feeling or whether I'm sick or not. This machine can actually, we can tell it to operate at my optimum intellect. So that is what artificial intelligence and machine learning is doing, that is going to change the landscape completely. That's what I feel, Doc. And we are to actually be able to even have a glimpse of the possibilities of both AI and the whole field of machine learning and all these other new realities that we are experiencing already.
That's quite interesting and also scary, because you can
Yes,
imagine
it
if
is.
somebody can create what I think they call a deep fake. That
Yes.
is another Paul Mukoma answering questions and all that.
Actually, to add on that, Doc, is there is a film that was done a while ago where the president was abducted and put in a dungeon, but people could still hear the president addressing them, overthrowing the government. That a character could come on stage, speak to the people. So you can imagine how it can get to that level where people can, you have the deep fake, like you were saying, that you can even have the president addressing, and he's not really the one. The real one is not, is somewhere being held hostage. So this is the reality we'll need to wake up to, that there are both pros and cons, and there has to be a way of being able to protect people from that deep fake that can actually come and say things on your behalf that it's not actually you. But at times it's even very difficult to differentiate between me here speaking and virtual me here speaking, because also, as much as it's machine learning, it can also be manipulated to some extent, that you can have this speak for me, but it's not really representing me, and it can now become the truth out there that I actually said that, but in reality, I didn't say that. So it's scaring. I agree. I concur with you.
Yes, because I'm just imagining we had what we used to call Photoshop, and people would be accused of doing things, and then they would say, I was just Photoshopped. Now it's not being Photoshopped, it's actually a video of you, but it's not really you,
Yes.
And you could be accused of all sorts of things.
Very true.
Yeah. Now, when you look at AI,
Yes, Doc.
I'm just thinking about the current apps in terms of content creation. I know we have some premier ones like Adobe Premiere Pro, Adobe Photoshop, etc. And I know there are many others that the content creators listening to me have been using. Now, in light of AI, what's the future of the current video editing, content creation apps? Are they going to die? Should the content creators start embracing new apps? And which are these new apps that they need to learn? Do they need to go back to school? What's your advice, Anta, as far as embracing AI is concerned? Because it seems that that's the future.
I agree with you, Doc. This is the future, but again, there is always a connection between the future and where we are coming from. Number one, I will say we fully need to embrace the future and the new apps for content creation fully. But it doesn't mean the old apps and softwares are dying. Like you said, Adobe Premiere, DaVinci and all that, they're not going to die per se, because there is content that still has to rely on the older way of doing things. case and study, there will still be a hunger for real films. The people now are learning. Like when I see a script, I might develop scripts on AI, but the more you do it, the more it's becoming predictable, and somebody can use a tool to tell this is AI generated. Now there will come a time also that even right now there are people who are saying, I don't want the AI voice. I want to hear the real voice. If I want to hear the human voice. So yes, this is the emerging part that we embrace, and it will develop and keep growing because it's a very big space. But there will also be room for the authentic reality. And then just like most of the words you're hearing is like mixed reality. There are new words like mixed reality or extended reality. That would be the future, that it's not really a new just virtual world. The future will be when it's augmented, when it's mixed, that people still have a hunger for the real authentic people. Case and study, there is virtual learning now. People can learn from wherever they are. There is an open university and all that is online. But that has not killed the old way of doing education and university. The way will be, how can we mix these two, that people can still learn virtually, but there'll still be a space for mixing the two, blended. So I feel the future is more blended, so it's not killing the past, and it's not ignoring the future. It's how do these two be integrated? How do we blend these two to work together? Because if you purely say you are going to just embrace the future, forget the past, there will come a time people will have watched all this, and I can actually tell what is AI generated. But as a human, there is a hunger for the real people. Even when it comes to people relating, people networking the traditional way, it will still be there. So I would say the past is not dying completely, but is becoming more integrated and blended with the future. And that's why, as creators, we have to see how do we embrace that and work with the blended kind of reality, mixed, what now they're calling the mixed reality, extended reality. Thank you, Doc.
Looking at the world of movies,
yes,
there used to be a time whereby movies were real, in my opinion.
Yeah.
It might be 20 years
Yeah.
ago, something like that.
Yeah.
Whereby the actors actually go to a real location and actually shoot a movie, and with all those,
Yes.
remember, very, very big cameras. But today
Yes.
we have a new reality whereby we have, I think they call it CGI, computer generated interface or something like that.
Yeah.
And movies are not real anymore. Somebody can actually act a whole movie inside in a house. All you need is a green screen and CGI, and you can create any type of a movie. Now, and that has become the norm. Today, I think almost every movie is CGI.
Yes.
So don't you see us getting to that situation whereby everything just turns to be AI?
I agree and disagree at the same time, because yes, now the whole CGI, green screen, blue screen, and that's what mostly, like in tech, it's like the extended. Like you have the reality here, you have me here with a green screen, and I can actually install background that says I'm in Hawaii, or says I'm in such and such a place. So that one will not die. So there will be a lot of movies. Even right now, it's hardly, very few big movies that don't have that kind of reality. But again, there is a real part of a movie that the human beings are in the movie. So I know this and this person, it's this actor in the movie. So there's also still that hunger of, I need to connect with this actor. And that's why you see some actors are acting several movies. You see this series by this actor that people know, and they connect with. And that is not going to die anytime soon, because the same way, like you say in this interview, would prefer interacting with me and seeing me as a real person, that hunger is not going to die. But also this part of being able to include the virtual world is also not going to die, because number one is being able to cut on cost. That I don't have to travel to the desert to make a movie in the desert. I don't have to go underwater to create a movie showing that I'm underwater. I can use green screen to do that. So part of it is to cut cost, and part of it is to create what people now are calling out of this world. And this phrase of out of this world is real with us, that people have that hunger also for out of this world kind of experience. But as you say, out of this world kind of experience, it's human being able to experience out of this world. So to me, and as I started by saying, is that integration, that integration of this world and out of this world. Because when you go completely out of this world, then there are films that are purely now developed from the studio, without even involving people. You create characters and all that. But you find those films, yes, can have a certain appeal, but then you realize there is a big hunger for the real interacting with that. So, yes, a lot more movies. And right now, like you've said, is you can hardly see a movie that doesn't have the CGI, the green screen integration, and all that. But there is also a hunger for real films being done, and also that being integrated with the real world. So that when we go purely the AI and the character generated and all that, there will still be a hunger for the real people, and people will be able to tell that this is a real person and this is an actor I know. But again, there is also another area of being able to extend a character lifespan. Like maybe there's a famous movie actor, and this movie actor at some point will die. But right now we also have another extended reality that you can actually extend the lifespan of this actor, that you actually have that real actor. You create their virtual image, and meanwhile in future you can actually see movies done by people who are there, but they're not actually there. But there's also that hunger to see this Chuck Norris even after his lifespan. So I mean, it's quite a complex world, but for me, I know the connection is a future. Blending the two is a future, and still embracing the future while we still work with where we are coming.
Whereby they used artificial intelligence and all this technology, the Chapadimba, you know that advert? Chapadimba, yeah. You know, so it's, you know, they show us the behind the scenes, and then what they show us on the screen, which is very important, because for you to relate to the audience that we have, majority of the young people, for you to get them on board, to excite them, you need to have a lot of a bit of, you know, technology, AI and things, something exciting. So you realize even in business is changing today. You know, there's a recent study that I read, 85% of businesses last year, they intermarried video into their marketing strategy. Yeah. That was a rise from 61%, that was in 2016. So you see that all businesses that are trying to come up to light, it's important they appreciate, you know, they appreciate video marketing and things like that. And when we look at the technology, AI, it is helping us solve that. Because when you look at what Mr. Paul is saying, resources, you may not have the resources, yeah, you know, but you want to have something nice, something good, an advert, you want to put out quality out there. You see now technology is coming in to simplify the work, to help you get something nice. So it's a reality that we have to face today, that you can't do away with technology. I think that is what I can say. Maybe what he has to now maybe help us understand is that how can you really get quality without appearing so much AI, you know, that is something that people now are able to see, to, you know, to notice that this is too much AI. So we want to know, how do you marry what tools do you need to get out something that is exciting, not too much AI, but at least, you know, it appeals to the audience.
Wonderful.
Yes.
Paul, I think there's a question there from Enoch,
Yes.
on practically leveraging these emerging technologies. How do you do that in 2 minutes?
Okay, in 2 minutes, I think it's the more we also learn how the AI works, the more we work with it. Right now, there are even courses about even a degree and all that in that space. That is being able to learn as much as we can, because again, for the quality of your questions determine the quality of the answers you get. And AI is about learning from us and giving it commands. So the commands we give can determine the answers we get. So the better our questions, the better our prompts to this technology, the better the answers we get. But if you just give a basic prompt, you can get a basic answer just like everybody else. But if you're able to give better prompts, better commands, better questions, you get better answers. So it's for us also to be educated enough to know the best prompts to give, because different people can give AI a different command and get different answers. So the more we learn how to work with it, the more we educated and see how to give better questions and prompts, the better the questions and we are going to get from these platforms. So education is key, learning both online and there are all these programs for learning, and that will help us be able to get the best outcome out of the AI tools that we have.
And just to clarify to the viewer, there's what we call prompt engineering, which is now coming hand in hand with the use of artificial intelligence. And it's such an interesting thing, because as Paul says, the quality of your output is dependent on the prompts that you input in AI. And these are courses which actually you can learn even online, even on YouTube, or you can Google and find out. Prompt engineering. You want to get the best of ChatGPT, AI, and the rest of it, look for that topic, prompt engineering. And we are about to take our break. And I would like to urge the viewers who are listening to us, please send your questions to us. We would want to engage Paul in answering your questions. We are here, remember, because of you. You are our boss, and we want to listen to you. We want to answer your concerns in the space of the future of content creation. Send us questions on innovation, technical mastery and protection, and the emerging technologies, and that we'll be able to answer after the break. And as we are still on that, and you are with us this far, thank you very much. And if you have not subscribed, please subscribe to YouTube, to Facebook. Facebook, like us, share, and invite people. And let's meet after this break. Thank you.
Thank you.
I wrote a book, a powerful book, that is 7 Keys to Success. All of us want to succeed. Nobody here wants to fail. I have no doubt you have a deep-seated desire how to succeed, but you wonder how. There are principles in this book. I call them keys. There are 7 of them that I have elaborated, that I have discussed in this book, and I have no doubt when you read this book, well, you will succeed. Many people have read it and they have come. The other day I met somebody who told me, well, I read your 7 keys to success and I have been teaching from that book. Actually, she's a pastor, and she told me, well, I actually bought several, I have given to my leaders, to my people. You can use it also for teaching and even blessing other people in your family, church, and friends, even your place of work. 7 keys to success. I have no doubt When you read this book, you will succeed. Failure is not your place to be. You can be successful by reading 7 Keys to Success. Call that number, send a message, and we will respond to you and send you a copy of this book. God bless you, and see you soon. Hello there, and praise be to our God. For the last 21 years, we have been rescuing abandoned babies all over this country. And by God's help, we have been able to rescue now close to 1,000 babies in this country. Well, we thank God for His enabling power. But again, I want to thank all our partners and friends of Happy Life Children's Home that have come alongside us to work with us, to help us to feed these children. Right now we have 61 babies, we have toddlers, we have some in school, we have some in primary school, in high school, school fees, vocational training, and it's not easy, but I want to ask, you can partner with us, you can help one of these children. You can be a monthly partner of any amount, whether you are a student, whether you are working, you are a parent, young people. I want to call upon each one of us. We can do something. Well, I always say nobody has everything, but everybody has something. And at Happy Life Children's Home, we have a saying, you may not change the whole world, but you can change the whole world for one child. We have a pay bill there. I want to ask you right now, please send help for these children. The pay bill is 75512. I repeat again, the pay bill number is 75512. That is 75512. That is the pay bill for Happy Life Children's Home account. You can indicate your name, and we will be more than glad to receive this help for the children, for the many abandoned children. Actually, our place is right now full. We cannot even take more. People are abandoning children everywhere. But I want to ask that you can work with us and also become a Happy Life friend, where you can become a monthly partner. If you want to do that, you can send a message or call that number or send a WhatsApp message, and we will be able to communicate with you and tell you how you can become a friend of Happy Life. God bless you. I invite you again, be a part of this journey. For the last 21 years, God has been faithful. You can be part of what God is doing through Happy Life Children's Home, Happy Life Mission, in educating these children and even supporting them with the food, milk, diapers, and everything that they need for their daily living. God bless you, and God bless you. The Bible says, as I close, well, he who gives to the poor lends to God. If you give to the poor, you are lending to God. And God is not a debtor of anyone. He will reward you. Thank you, and God bless you.
Welcome back up to this program. We are so much excited to be discussing the future of content creation. We are discussing with Mr. Paul Mukoma as a technical expert. He's the CEO of Talanta Institute, and he had a very wonderful and interesting first half. And I'm very sure that you are ready with your questions. Please send them fast and furious. We are going to address them. Paul, are you still on the line?
Yes, I am. I hope you can hear me.
Yes, I can hear you loud and clear. Now, let's speak from where we left. We had a question on AR and VR and mixed reality. Maybe there's a viewer here who does not understand what they are, what's the differences, and how do you incorporate that in content creation?
Awesome. Doc, thank you for that question. I know this is a very big industry, and I have researched a bit, but I know it's really so wide, and I may not be fully the expert in this, but like AR is augmented reality. And what this means is to the blend, to augment real and virtual. And how content creators can get to interact with this. I know it's a bit more technical because this is where animation comes in, that you are able to create a world, like a room like this. You can be able to create this, that even if we didn't have a space like this or the studio like where you are, I can just use green screen and create something behind you that you interact with. And it can go to that level where you can actually show that interaction. So to augment is to mix this real and the virtual world. So I can have an animated, whether it's background or animated things that I'm actually interacting with, because I may not be able to get these things on set. So animators can now be able to animate things like if I'm showing with my hands and showing this how you move these graphics to here, that actually you can actually see those graphics that are not actually here with me. So that's part of it. But animation world, when you come to create to this, will become very big, that whatever I cannot be able to have on this set, if I was talking about a certain machine, or I wanted to teach camera operation here, I don't have the camera, you can actually create that camera that I can actually look, I'm holding it, and you're showing how the equipment works, all the way now to the medical world where you can actually be able to illustrate what happens inside the body. So I can animate that and show cells moving and show this is what happens when you're sick, and a doctor can actually use that to illustrate that they're actually navigating through someone's body that would actually be almost impossible. And I know there are so many videos that have been done about this, and that now really helps in education, also in entertainment, that I can actually be able to take you through a roller coaster kind of experience without you actually being on that roller coaster. You wear there's now the whole virtual reality equipment, and I can create the whole experience of you being on a roller coaster, or you jumping off the cliff, or you fighting the creatures that are not actually real, but actually the adrenaline you go through, you actually feel you're actually in that space. I've seen even people when they are playing those VR games, the virtual reality games, you see people screaming and all that. Some people even faint because of the, being able to go through that. The experience feels real. And that's why there's this word reality in all of them, whether it's augmented reality, virtual reality, mixed reality. Some of them almost mean the same, but actually you feel you're in that world. It takes you to that world. It can take you all the way to the Jurassic Park where you're interacting with the dinosaurs and all that. Or it can take you to where it's, like I've said, that bungee jumping, that people will actually be able very soon have that experience of bungee jumping without traveling all the way to where it is done. And now, of course, now here in this virtual world, it can actually be exaggerated a bit, that to have that thrill and to have that adrenaline rush where you're still in a studio or in your room, you can be able to experience that. So part of how content creators come on board is being able to look at what is real, what is out of reach for so many people, and bring it to the people. How do you animate that? And in a way, when somebody wears that VR, or when somebody is still in their room, they will actually be able to actually feel that adrenaline rush and that experience. So for creators, is to be creative and bringing that either the reality that is a bit out of the world for so many people, or out of touch for many people, and bring it to the people. But again, also imagining how would this look like, creating it. And now people can actually really experience that. And mostly now, the VR, people would look for more people to create content. They want that experience in Africa, watching a lion from here, which is not possible. But with the VR, you can actually have that experience of facing a lion, facing an elephant, and seeing how would you look when you're right next to the elephant. Actually, you can actually feel yourself touching the elephant and interacting with that. So for creators, these are things we can be able to create when it comes to 3D modeling, and being able to integrate that. But it's a whole very big world, Daktari, that I may not even be able to explain in a minute. But they're actually experts that can actually now delve into this in a very big way. Thank you.
Just a clarification. When I think about AR,
Yeah.
and I'm using a simple green screen,
Yes.
and substituting that with whatever background that I want to do. So
Yeah.
I'm already taking the first step in AR. Would I be right in saying that?
You're already, yes, you're already doing that. And I think even in the past, people have been doing that. So now, but to take it to the next level is, how do you, sorry, I hope you can still hear me.
I can hear you.
Awesome. So yeah, you're already taking the first step, but now to make it a reality is, how do you integrate the backdrop that you have with what you're doing? Let's say you have animated something at the background. So the next step will be, how do I time my movements with the movements of what I have virtually? So now there is a bit of technical part of being able to do the timing, that if I am moving something here on the screen, it's actually the motion, my hand moves with the object.
Yeah.
Or the background, if I am running and I am trying to ape a lion chasing me, is being able now to integrate this real lion, maybe was chasing an antelope, and I'm able to replace the antelope with my image. So on the green screen, and how I time my movements, how I coordinate my movements with the movements of the images, whether it's created, or whether it was actually a real lion that I'm able to bring into my world. Now the next level is how well I integrate that in a way it actually looks real, or feels like really he actually did this. He's actually in it. So people may know, yeah, it's created, but people have to have that feeling like, I executed it so well that actually it looks real. Because yes, almost everybody knows this could be that, it's created. But when I do it so well, the creation merges so well with the creator that people actually appreciate that creativity. So that's the hardest part, and that's the technical part that now people, will really learn and be able to integrate that. It actually looks so smooth, and it looks so one. As much as I know it's not real, this lion is not there, but again, it looks so well done that people appreciate the creativity. Back to you, Doc.
Yeah, when I think about VR, my first thought is what Apple and Meta are doing, especially Meta with the metaverse.
Yes.
And I see more of that being applicable in video games.
Yes.
But do we have any capability, especially in Kenya, for us to incorporate that in content creation, or will just be left to the video gamers and the developers in that field?
We have so much potential. So the people here, especially in Kenya, because Kenya is a very creative space, and Kenyan creators are quite amazing. We have so many possibilities, but also looking at, we don't have to do what everybody is doing. I have seen a game that has been created called Kanairo, and this game is based in Nairobi. Actually, the game is based in our scenario here. So as we go into that world of creating, you see what is it in Africa or in our situation that we can actually create that then they don't have that. Case and study, what the Gen Z now is doing with the maandamano and all that, that's a whole creation make. Somebody in the US may not be in a position to create that. So the challenge would be to see how we create authentic content that actually they can't find anywhere else. And that's where now we will be in that space in a very big way. Recreate what those maandamano and what people are doing. We're already in that space, and you're seeing so many amazing photos. And as much as one MP was really bashed about talking about the photos that were created, of course, there was that creation of some images, that are actually AI generated, but they were also creating that in mind what is happening. So look at our space. Let's not look at exactly what people are doing out there, is bringing it into our space. How is Nairobi? How is Masai Mara? How is our the world here in Nairobi, both the ghetto and the upmarket? And now we are creating that with what we have in mind here. Now somebody will see something done in America, but they will also be hungry to see what are Kenyans doing, and how can I actually even learn what is happening in Kenya through what the creators are creating. So let's create our own, look at our environment, and create things that are a bit more authentic to our environment, and now integrating that with the metaverse and the whole virtual world, still integrate our reality into that. I think that in a nutshell is what I can say, Doc, that there is really that space for us to create real authentic content using what we have around our space.
I'll take two questions from our viewers. We have Joan from Roysambu and also James. And Paul, the first question is, as a content creator, if I use AI, do you think I might lose credibility at some point? And the second question is from James, where he says, Doc, I have a question. As an employee, do I need to fear how AI is coming up? It might take over even our jobs. If you could take those two questions, Paul.
Okay. I will start with the authenticity of the content I create. What we had said that before, that the quality of your prompt, and you call it prompt engineering. So we got to learn a bit about how best do we prompt our the technology to give us the best answers. So if you just choose the cliche questions, you'll get an answer like everybody else, and your content can look, it's AI generated. But here is somebody else who has learned that prompt engineering in the way I ask the best questions, and I'm also able to feed the AI, because AI and the machine learning, they learn from us. Okay, so if you give it more more about yourself, how you think, how you do things, you can still get very authentic content, even better content, because of the information you have fed the technology with. So let's learn how to ask better questions to get better answers. Learn a bit about prompt engineering, as you have put it, and that will be able now to get better answers. Okay, we are able now to get answers that are very authentic to us, that nobody else can develop that. So there's still space for creativity and authenticity, depending on what you feed it with. If I feed it with the name Paul Mukoma, it's not going to give me something else. It's still going to talk about Paul Mukoma. If I feed it with my CV, what I do and what I have been doing over the years, it's going to develop content in that line. So if it's a movie you're creating, case and study, you feed it with the characters, and what these characters do, it's just going to enhance what you have fed it with. Okay, so what it's going to do is just enhancing what you have. So let's be careful that we don't just give cliche questions, but feed the technology, feed AI with as much information as you can, and trying to tweak it to more of the authentic situation. If you're creating a movie in Kiambu, your characters should have names that are authentic to that area. If I'm creating a film in Masai land, I'm going to give technology. I'm not going to tell the technology how to develop names, but right now I know they can. But again, I can also go into the village I'm talking about or the situation I'm talking about, and if that that applies for everything else we are doing. Feed it with as much information as you can, as much authentic. So it's just going to enhance that. That way, you're not going to sound fake. So it's not going to be a fake creation. It's still your creation, but AI is just helping and enhancing a bit of what you've done. When you talk about the fear of losing jobs to AI, I know the fear is real, but the way to also to avoid that is learning how to work with AI. Okay, learn how to work with it. Yes, jobs are going to be replaced, but you become replaceable if you know how best to work with the technology. Thank you, Doc.
Yeah, let's move to the area of technical aspects of content creation, and I know Enoch here has a few questions to you. Enoch, over to you.
Oh, thank you so much, Doc. Mr. Mukoma, we are really enjoying this discussion. You are really enriching us with so much content, and I believe our young people are really enriched and excited about their next thing to do. And speaking of feeding this artificial intelligence and technology with the right information to help generate the right content out there, the question comes in line with what are the best practices for ensuring high quality video and audio in content creation? Is that clear?
It's very clear, loud and clear, Enoch, and thank you very much for this, for that question. I hope you can also hear me well.
Yes, we can get you clearly.
Sorry, I was monitoring myself here through YouTube, and it distracted me. Very nice. So very good question, and this area have been for many years since the time you are, developing this content on analog, and we sang a song tumetoka analog tunaenda digital, went to the digital. There are some aspects of production and quality that remain the same, however much changes happen. I remember before this interview, the technical team there was already telling me, oh, we have a lapel mic that we can make the sound better. So I didn't have that, and maybe that's why the sound could be having a bit of echo. So when it comes to the sound, especially the sound creation, the microphones we use and how we set them matters a lot. And in production, we say the ear is very unforgiving. The eye can forgive. The ear is unforgiving. That if my sound was completely bad, maybe it's distorting or has a lot of echo, so many people will switch off. Even right now, the people who are tech can tell, oh, there's a bit of echo, but we can hear. At least people should be able to hear. But to enhance that, if I had already set a microphone, that would have been a bit better. So the quality of a sound we put, the microphones we use, and also how we set them. Apart from also how we set them, also how we edit that content. If it would be it's pre-recorded content that would be edited, the editing also helps to enhance the sound. Sometimes we put background tracks and all that sound that makes the sound sweeter. So it's also to know as you communicate and as you do content, how it sounds really matters. how much people can listen and share that content. That's for sound production, how we record matters, how we edit it, how we editing and also enhancing with other background tracks to make it more soothing and more palatable. The next one is the video quality. I know before we started, you also talking about the lighting. How is the lighting position? Right now, I'm just using natural light. If I wanted to enhance this more, I would have had more lighting on this. Okay, so the better the lighting is set, the better the content. If I turned my gadget towards the window, as you can see, now there will be a lot of backlight that can affect this content. So how you set up the lighting is very key. How you set up the background. I didn't do a lot of setup here in my home office, but because already there is a good lighting coming from outside, at least you can see me. If I was here and you're just seeing the shadow, you know, you'll not enjoy that. So lighting is very key. How you position the subject is very key to how, you know, if the costume we use is very key. When you're creating even higher resolution content, even the makeup, you know, before coming to the studio, I would have done some enhancing in the makeup because that will help the image look better and more polished. Maybe the next time we are doing this interview, I'll enhance the lighting more a bit. I will use a lapel mic, and people will actually tell that's a bit different. So that being able also to set the camera right is very key. How do you set the camera to the best resolution? How do you set the exposure of the camera? How do you set what we call the light white balance for those now who are more best quality really matters, especially for some content consumers. Quality is everything. They will not consume shoddy content. So that technical aspect is very key, and I think that's one of the things we train at Talanta Institute, where you learn how to set the camera right, when you learn how to direct the content right, even how you direct the characters and the subject is very key to the delivery and to the outcome of content. And that even algorithms on most platforms like YouTube will tell you when the content is very good, it can be, the algorithms will expose it to more audience, to more people able to see that content. When people see the content is more amateur, it may not get an audience of a certain level. Okay, yeah. Or even when it comes to monetization, the higher the quality content, the more you can be able to monetize that content and reach more people, and even be able to have people watching that content for a long time. Thank you, Enoch. I hope I've answered your question.
Yeah.
But I know there are many more.
I've enjoyed it. I've enjoyed the session, and more so when you really gave an emphasis on people getting more information from Talanta Institute. I believe it is important because I hear you have so much to deliver along these lines, because you know young people really take the content lightly. Most of them, yes, they have the ideas, they have this energy, and what fails them maybe is the quality of what they are putting out there. So you highlighting Talanta Institute, and you know, you are just near us here, and I guarantee someone will really get value when they engage you on a deeper level in that line. Allow me to hand over to my host here, that he can take us to the next level.
Thank you, Paul. Time is not on our side, and I have two questions which I think are very, very key. So if you could take a minute or two. And the first one is on keyword optimization, and what strategies can creators use to improve their content discoverability?
Thank you, Doc. When it comes to keyword optimization, is to also know is what people are searching online, and the keyword means when you have more of the words that is what people are looking for. Let's say people are looking for education videos, there are some words they will use when they actually don't know exactly what they are looking for or who they are looking for. If somebody is looking to learn video, or like start searching things like media school, how do I learn film and all that. So when it comes to keywords, is looking for these words that people are searching for, or these words that is what also the AI has already put out there, that these are actually what people are looking for when they are looking for a film school. These are the words they look for when they are looking for this business content. These are the words they use. So getting those keywords in your content as you're branding your content down there, include those search words, the more you're discoverable. So these keywords help the audience to discover us even when they are not sure what they are looking for. So we become discoverable, and again, also the AI is able to
Okay.
to expose us to
Now,
more of the people
let's
who
go to my
could be
last
searching.
question to you.
Thank you,
and
Don.
that is on the area of copyright. How do content creators protect their work,
Yeah.
especially from being misused online? And are there copyright laws that they need to know about? And how do they leverage on this to make sure that their work is protected?
Thank you very much, Doc, for that question. And it's very clear because it goes hand in hand with you being able to monetize your content. First, yes, there are many copyright laws. Different countries have different copyright laws. Here in Kenya, we have a Kenya Copyright Board, and you can register your work with them. Then when you come to online, also being the person who upload your content, you should not have content that you have already started sharing with people, but you have not put it on your platform, whether it's YouTube and all that. So you start by the copyright board, and then also as you also put it online, it's another way of copywriting because algorithms can tell who put this first. As you expose your content to countries, you can also look for other, copyright laws in other countries and how you can register with many other jurisdictions in a way, in case there is a legal tussle, you can be able to be able to lodge a complaint. So once you do that, and learning also how to copyright, like on the YouTube, you can really tick. You want people to share your content. So copywriting is not just having a certificate. It's also being able to know how to work with the platforms and their algorithms, tell them how to what extent can people use my content. Okay. Sometimes we allow some leeway for people to what is it called? For people to also mix our content, whether it's music or films. There are things you can allow if you want people to use to some level of extent. But there's also a way you can limit in a way. If anybody else uploads that, you actually get a prompt. You can actually issue a copyright strike or copyright notice or receipt to use this kind of content. So there are many levels of copywriting, and one of them are the Kenya Copyright Board, seeing also which body you are under, whether it's a music society of Kenya, and all the rest. So it's very easy. You make a copy of your content, go and register with them. I think the last time I checked, it was only 1,000 shillings. Then you go on your channel, put that content, and now learn where do you take, what extent people can use. And in a way, when somebody else uploads, stay on the same platform, you can get a pro. But also now you can copyright across all platforms. In a way, even on Facebook, you can tell when are people using my content and to what extent can I allow. So thank you. That's in a nutshell. But again, different jurisdictions have different copyright boards and different copywriting. And I've learned this morning that even you can copyright your content even in US while you are still here in Kenya. They have a platform and a website where you can post your work, show you are the original owner, and you can actually copyright your work all the way in America while you are still here in Kenya.
Yes, I am happy
Thank
with
you,
the
Doc.
answers, and I
I hope
believe
that
the viewer
answered
who has been listening to
sufficiently.
us has actually appreciated the sharing that you've had. You've really enlightened us on the area of the future of content creation. Thank you very much, Paul. It's been a pleasure listening to you. And maybe as we wind up, maybe you can tell us your parting shot and also tell us how the viewers can engage with you.
Thank you very much, Doc. My parting shot is what I started with last time, that content is also key. It can open doors for you. Content is a kingdom that you can actually build a kingdom of content that even generations after you can benefit from. And content also has to use content the right way. Let's create positive content, and this can help us, this will become an enterprise that we can earn from, and our, even the people who depend on us can be able to benefit from that. You can find me on all the social platforms, and also you can reach me on email paul@talanta.ac.ke, and when you inbox me in any of these platforms, including TikTok, we can get to interact more. So let's keep creating content, create positive content, and use our content even to bring a change in what we want to see. Like if you have a positive message, even for your leaders, you can create that in a form of content. I've seen people creating songs to agitate and all that. Let's do it positively, because the content you're creating could be what will change Kenya and change the whole world. Thank you.
Thank you
and
very much,
God
Paul.
bless you.
God bless you too. And before we end up, Enoch, maybe you can give the parting shots to the viewer.
Oh, thank you so much, Doctor. Thank you so much, Minister Paul. You are such a blessing to us. I'm very excited when you engage with us. It's actually here on Blessed House, opposite Garden City. If you want more of his ideas, Mr. Paul is very generous with that. So as we end this, I just want to encourage the young people, keep building this content, looking at the economy, looking at how things are changing today. Content might be the driver in the future. And when you look at it, YouTube the other day was giving statistics, and they were saying over 500 million hours is what people are spending on videos every single day. Meaning, if you want to tap into a bigger space, a global audience, content is the way to go, video is the way to go, marketing is the way to go. And with this content that we have received today, summarized for you to get the best out there, you can only become the best at whatever you have to do. May God bless you. I can't wait to see you. Join us next time.
Thank you very much, Enoch. Thank you very much, Paul. And thank you very much to the viewer who's been watching this program on Faith Today Television. Stay engaged with this program, Kingdom Business Network. We are committed to ensuring that we keep on updating you on areas, matters, and topics on business. We want your business to prosper, want it to move to the next level, especially in these hard economic times. We are committed to staying with you and ensuring that you get the tips that you need to move to the next level. Until next time, God bless you very much. Shalom. God bless you.